thought I'd go back to this website, peakery.com at Jackson Mountain. Oops, that's it, peakery.com, Jackson Mountain, Colorado up here. Okay, and show you over here on the right, you have the 3D fly around. This is actually just a topographical map. I could take it out a little bit, kind of show you. I was telling you early, here's 160, Highway 160, which comes from Wolf Creek Pass up here. If you keep going, you'll go up to Wolf Creek Pass. So in Jackson Mountain here, we actually, our hunt is right, our camp is right here where my little hand is. And we'll drill out a little bit further and show you down here. We're actually coming up this valley here from Pagosa Springs. Okay, so now let me show you a fly around again. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Show bigger. Okay. Again, we're kind of flying around here. That road there I told you earlier is going to Wolf Creek Pass. That's 160 on the east side of Jackson Mountain here. Pagosa Springs right down here. And we're going to be following this valley up to camp right here. Here's Alan's old place here. We're hunting up this valley, or this is where our camp is right in here. And one of the places we go to hunt is up here. So let me just pull this down a little bit. We're looking, the left side of the screen is to the west. Again, here is Alan's house right here, our old house. And this is a pretty steep mountain. It doesn't look like it here that much, but it is. Alan's little sawmill right here. So we follow this road up here, and Miss Hershey's house is right here. We don't want to go that way. We're going to drop down into the national forest. And this is not real steep, but it is. It goes down in a canyon, and you follow the canyon on down. Just keep following the ridge, and you'll come down and about right in here, you'll cross a creek. You notice a creek is here, whereas this is also a creek winding around here, full of nice little trout coming this way. Sometimes this is almost dry, sometimes it isn't. So go across the creek, and the second entrance here is our camp, and we camp all in here. Set up our targets over here, this whole area here. Now, Frank and I usually walk up this road, and we go to the west down this road. And we stop there, and we jump across this valley, and we actually walk up this valley, around this curve, and we go way up in here. And let me see if I could figure out where we're going. We have to back up here a little bit and look at it. Okay, jump up. Go out a little bit. Okay. And Frank and I go, there's this area here. Gosh, let's see. Yeah, okay, sorry. So I come up, here's the road, here's our camp right here. We walk up this way, we cross the creek, and we walk this up here. And this, I don't know, that's a 30-minute walk, 25-minute walk. This is what we call the gun barrel. It's real steep where we come up through here. I actually normally come up this real steep one, and I hunt this, what we call the dark, and down here we call Suicide Hill to get up here. It's real steep. But this is, I see a lot of bear in here. So Frank and I usually come up and stop at the gun barrel, and we'll come up here. I usually hunt the south side. Frank will head up here, and we both kind of hunt these. This is all white acorn area, full of, if it's full of white acorns, it's just full of bears all through here. But if we come up through what we call the gun barrel, sometimes we hunt up this hill. We see a lot of elk here. We call this Beehive Hill. I was laying right under a beehive. I was trying to shoot at two 5x6 bucks or bulls. Frank was standing over here. I was about here, and he was laughing at me because I couldn't shoot. And so, so Frank normally hunts all this area here. Him and his son Frank are going to hunt that this year. Now, this is what I call Scarface Valley. For some reason, we got a lot of bears in here, and one big one we call Scarface. Okay, let me back up to camp again. Okay, come back in. Here's our camp. Now, the other place we hunt is we follow this road. Here's Jackson Mountain over the right. And we just we follow this road, keep following it clear up in here. It just kind of winds around. Some of this right here is private property, but you'll see fence lines for that. The rest of it's millions of acres of just open to public. Now, this all here is Jackson Mountain, and this is kind of the end of the trail for Jackson Mountain private. If I zoom in here, there's a little corral right here. We normally park right here. Now, you could go across the creek with your four-wheeler and go clear up in here, and it actually takes you all over in here and around to the east side of Jackson Mountain. And you can get all up in here and look for elk here if you want to with your four-wheeler. But the place that I thought we also like to hunt is right here where you got to end where a fence and the corral is there. Park here, and there's this trail that goes up here. That trail comes clear up in here, and you eventually come to a irrigation ditch up in here somewhere. And we followed around. Now there's at the irrigation ditch, and it's not really well defined. It cuts off and the trail goes kind of on to the east, and the irrigation ditch, if you follow it, you can go to the west. And what is a really, really good area is this whole area that I'm circling right here. The other way that we have been coming in is rather going clear to right here where the corral is. Around at the edge here, there's a wide open field. We'll usually just pull up in here and park here, walk up into this valley. And as we walk into this valley, the irrigation ditch runs right along here. And it kind of goes right along here somewhere. And sometimes you'll come right over, this is kind of a hill, and you'll look up here and you'll see elk here. Anyway, you follow this up, and there's a fence line run along here. And I usually get right on the other side of the fence line, and I'll go right up to the irrigation ditch. Follow it to this valley. And right in this valley, which I'll walk, oh, here's the irrigation ditch. Okay. Right in here in this valley, this irrigation dip kind of dips around up here. We usually walk them here. There's a salt lick wallow right here that Rosie and I have seen a lot of elk in there. And Don put his stand in here and his son over here, and his son got a couple shots and missed them here. But if you follow this up here, this is real high cliffs, even though it don't look like it. Not real high, but well, I'd say they're a couple 100-foot high. But this whole area in here is a marsh, and there's a lot of elk that hang out in that marsh coming over the edge of this mountain, come out of the high mountains. So let's just go back and show you a fly around again. So here we are back at Jackson. Remember, we're camped down in here. We're just kind of looking around Jackson Mountain back to the east. Here is going to that's Highway 160. Just to give you a view again. Back down here is Pagosa Springs, and now we're turning around looking to the west. Okay. And I'm going to stop it. And we're going to go down here. There's Allen Sawmill. We follow the road up, follow this road along here, go across this little creek, and there's where we camp. Frank and I got a couple spots that we hunt up here. Here's what we call the gun barrel. I normally come up here and climb this real steep cliff, and I'll hunt here. I shot one 2 years ago right here. This is what we call Scarface Valley. That's actually we call Suicide Hill. And then from camp, if we come up here, we usually take our trucks or four-wheeler, and you just come around Jackson Mountain and come on down here. And this is where that corral is. You could park there and walk up this hill to get to the irrigation ditch and either go east or west, or park back here and come up this valley to the irrigation ditch. And this is where I told you the salt lick is.